Man, I'll tell you, Riot just keeps nailing it with these champion designs. Man, they feel exactly like they do in League of Legends. So if you are not familiar with Vi from League of Legends, she basically is a champion that just winds up for one big punch. So if you guys haven't been here before, my name is Justin, also known as Shit Just Works. If you are returning, welcome the hell back. Oh my god, I'm so excited for all these champions. You have no idea. We had Maokai. I was really excited for Maokai, but I am way more excited for Vi. Oh man, the combo potential in her is insane. We're going to be going over her in a little bit, but they did also spoil a bunch of Piltover and Zaun followers, as well as her champion spell and one additional spell that we're going to go over just before we review Vi. Now, just disclaimer, usually I release these the same day the cards come out. Unfortunately, I could not for this video due to casting the Duels of Runeterra tournament over this past weekend. It was the first one sponsored by Team Liquid, and it was a great tourney to watch and cast with my boy Cero. So thank you Team Liquid and Kuma for putting that tournament together. Hopefully I can get some footage up of that bad boy as well, but without further ado, let's get into all these new card reviews. Alright, so before we get into Vi, I want to go over these followers and the spell that they did release. This first follower is Veteran Investigator. It's a 2-cost, 3 attack, 2 health follower, and wow, I love the card design of this card, mainly because, wait for it, it helps Teemo, okay? That alone is great. The reason I say it helps Teemo is twofold, actually, right? You play this in a Teemo deck, you are now drawing towards, more of your Shroom cards, maybe a Puff Cap Peddler that you need, maybe something else that, if you're playing like a Karma combo version of Teemo, maybe you're trying to draw into your Karma, who knows? But on top of that, every time this bad boy's summoned, you are having yourself and your opponent draw a card. And what happens when your opponent draws a card against a Teemo deck? They take damage. And a lot of times that's all Teemo decks need is, they have the Shrooms in their opponent's deck, but it's just a matter of getting them to draw them faster. So this does just that, and I am excited to see this get played. Another Investigator, Insightful Investigator, costs 4, 3 attack, 3 health, so okay body, and this just screams chaining combos together, just drawing lots and lots of cards. Every time you play a 2-cost card, you get a fleeting draw. So essentially, you're able to draw a card from your deck, but that card is going to have to be played before the end of your turn. Otherwise, you are tossing it. I do love this card design. This is not a card design that I have seen too often in many games. I think Magic has used something similar to this before, but this is a great idea for a card. I love the combo potential with this. First thought that comes to mind, I know nobody likes this card, and it's not good. Assembly Bot, maybe play this in the Assembly Bot deck. Put a bunch of 2-cost spells in there like Mystic Shots and stuff like that, and now you suddenly have a big Assembly Bot. I don't know, that's just the first thing that comes to my mind. I really want that card to be good, man. With that said, there are a few cards in this set that basically if you play them the turn you get them, you're getting some sort of advantage or benefit, and that's exactly what these next 2 cards are. So this first one is Patrol Warden. Usually this is going to be a 3-cost, 4 attack, 3 health follower. However, if you play this on the turn that you draw it, you are able to play it for 2 mana, and a 2 mana, 4 attack, 3 health follower. It feels really good, man. I mean, that's why Yetis are good. They're 1 for a 5/5, huge tempo swing. I'm curious to see how these cards play. I am a little bit concerned because whenever you put bigger stats on a lower costed unit, it screams power creep to me. But I do like the card design. We'll see how it fits into the rest of the gameplay. So secondly, very similar card effect, but it is a spell, is Gotcha. And Gotcha is a 4-cost spell that if you play it on the turn you draw it, you can play it for 2 mana, and it is doing 3 damage to a unit. So this is basically like Get Excited. Like the other Noxus card that just got spoiled. So if you guys want to check out that video, link in the description below. With Swain was spoiled with all those Noxus cards as well. That Noxus card, essentially, you dealt 3 damage to one of your own units to deal 3 damage to something on your opponent's side of the field. This is very similar to all of those 3-cost deal 3 damage spells in that it has sort of a cost. This is a little bit different in that it's splitting the difference of the 3 cost. It's either 2 or it's 4. So instead of there being a just straight up cost for a 3-cost spell, it's basically you play this now for cheaper, or the drawback is you play it later for a more expensive cost. This is also why I think they nerfed Black Spear. So it seems like every class is kind of getting some sort of card like this, and Black Spear wouldn't have really fit at 2 cost. So this essentially is an old school Black Spear at 2 cost, which still feels really good being able to pay 2 for 3 damage. But this does only deal 3 damage to a unit, not the opponent's face. So I do like this card. I think it's balanced. I think it will see play, but I don't think it's incredible by any stretch of the imagination. All right, so we have the champion spell before we get into Vi, and you're going to see why this champion spell is so good with her in a second. Vault Breaker, 3 cost, burst speed spell. Give a unit +2/+0, and you add a fleeting copy of it to your hand. All right, yeah, okay. So you want to talk about combos? I think I love that word, combo. It's also a pretty good snack. Try it out. Think of Cloud Drinker, okay? That was the first card that came to my mind when this was released, and Cloud Drinker is going to reduce this cost to 2. That means you can play 6 of these in 1 turn. Shout out to old school Cloud Drinker. When it was enlightened, it would reduce it by 2, and that would be insane with this card, being able to play 13 in 1 turn. I think that's why they nerfed Cloud Drinker. So anyways, I love this card design. I think it's great. I think it plays to the champion design of Vi. And with that said, let's get into Vi. 5 cost, 2 attack, 5 health, challenger, and tough. All right, so it already kind of feels like Vi the champion. However, every time while she's in your hand or on the field that you play a card, she's getting +1/+0. So especially if you draw her early, she's going to get pretty big pretty fast. And she levels up when she strikes for 10 or more. And what I read strike as is it can be in combat with an enemy. It can be to the opponent's face. It can be a Nexus strike. It can be a regular strike. So she is going to get buffed up pretty quickly. And then when she flips, she becomes a 10 attack, 6 health champion. Now, I am curious. I'm not sure if she keeps the previous buffs. So, like, maybe if she was already buffed up to a 10-5 previously, which would be 8 attack over her initial level, I'm not sure if she would then evolve into a 18 attack, 6 health. That seems a bit much. I'm not sure. I guess we'll see. That might be something that gets nerfed with her in the future if that's the case, because then she just becomes one really big Vi. And when you have something like Might to add 3 attack and Overwhelm to her, yeah, that becomes scary. So, plus the Vault Breakers on top of that, with her effect, when she's striking a unit while attacking, it's going to deal 5 to the Nexus. So, this is just, lots and lots of damage coming out on the part of Vi. And again, this just plays exactly into how she plays as a champion in League of Legends. And that's it for Vi. I am so excited for all these champions. I cannot tell you. I mean, this game is so close to coming out. They need to reveal Bridgewater, or wow, Bridgewater, Jesus, Bilgewater. It'd help if I say the region correctly. I cannot wait till hopefully they reveal the new region soon. I'm fingers crossed that it is Bilgewater. They do still have Ione to go, and I will be having those cards up on this channel the day that happens, because hopefully I will be casting. Again, check out the Duels of Runeterra tournament if you haven't already. Hopefully I can get some footage up of it at some point. But until next time, everybody stay healthy, stay positive. I hope shit just works for you, and peace out.